People don't always reveal how they feel about you until they mad at you. I've always believed most disagreements can be talked through. I know for myself, before I get angry, I try communication, listening for understanding. And as hard as it can be sometimes, I do try seeing things from the other person's perspective because I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm not above being wrong. Now, there are certain lines you just don't cross, certain unspoken codes. As humans, we know some things are just understood. But most situations, they can be handled like adults, especially when y'all are close. At least that's the hope. But what happens when there's a disagreement and one person refuses to be held accountable? What happens when someone lies to your face when you already know the truth? What happens when instead of having a, difficult conversation, they choose to lash out? See, miscommunication happens. There's three sides to every story. The story is from each person's perspective and the truth. When someone responds with spite, pettiness, or cruelty instead of clarity and accountability, let's keep it real. That's no longer miscommunication. That's a revelation. Sometimes people didn't value you the way you valued them, and sometimes the respect you held for them was never reciprocated on their end, and that's just how it is. It is difficult to acknowledge, but once you know what's up, that's important information to have. When someone shows you that they can disregard all loyalty and morals the moment a little bit of tension appears, don't crash out. Adjust, detach yourself, move differently. It doesn't really matter how much you care about someone. If their immediate instinct is to hurt you when they upset, that's who they are under pressure. If loyalty disappears during one disagreement, then they never held loyalty towards you to begin with. So ain't no need to argue and go back and forth about their behavior. Fuck that. Stay calm, stay silent, and just observe their bullshit. My grandmother always used to say 3 kinds of people tell you the truth: a child, a drunk, and someone who's pissed off at you. When emotions rise, watch how quick those verbal filters begin to disappear. So be sure to listen, not to the insults that's hurting you, but to the character that's finally being revealed. I'm a very direct person, so this ain't about being cold-hearted or cutting people off, well, per se. It's about being aware when somebody finally reveals that they was a snake all along. Once I see someone can flip from friend to enemy over ego or minor clashes, I don't waste time hating them, but I do immediately remove them from my life and reclassify them as a threat. They no longer have access to me. I cut off all energy that I once gave them, and I remove all traces of their presence from my life. Because the thing I understand from living a little bit is blind loyalty is how you end up betraying yourself. When people show you who they are the first time, you damn sure better believe them. I believe in forgiveness sometimes, but forgiveness don't mean unlimited access, because some relationships have seasons. Some people was meant for a chapter, not the entire book, and that's just how it is sometimes. That's life. Don't ever feel guilty though for protecting your peace. You're not being heartless, you're being wise. Welcome to the Fuck It philosophy, turning pain into perspective. Like, share, subscribe for more content. I'm out.
I swear, show gas, don't need to blame me. I pass, you understand me. I text, so back, just for my lady. How fast, they cash, yeah, that's my baby.